Let's pay homage to the lineage gurus. Homage to the Venerable Monk Liao Ming. Homage to Master Sakya Chung Kong. Homage to His Holiness the 16th Karmapa. And homage to Master Dubdan Dorji. Homage to the three jewels of the altar. Homage to the main deity of Homa today, Mahapratisara Bodhisattva. That was the mantra. Sumo Tansan Katso Dutan Siddhi. All Dharma masters, Dharma educators, Dharma teachers, Dharma instructors, Dharma tutors, directors of temples and chapters, and all disciples present here and over the internet. Good afternoon, how do you do? How are you?
I'm stable.
These are greetings in different languages. I heard that today it's getting colder and colder, and the news from Seattle, I called Fo Ching, and Fo Ching told me that it's been snowing hard in Seattle several times already. And the Rainbow Villa, the retreat huts, becoming even smaller because the snow is very high. It's cold here, but it's even colder there. And today is Christmas Eve. Merry Christmas. And Happy New Year. Let's sing a song about snow. It was taught by my music teacher in elementary school. Thank you for your applause. Today, we perform Mahapratisara Bodhisattva's Homa and her mantra. In my house in Taiwan, I enshrined Mahapratisara Bodhisattva. And this deity, I place this deity next to Sakyamuni Buddha. Mahapratisara Bodhisattva is the Bodhisattva who led all disciples' wishes fulfilled. Typically, primary supplicants for this deity are extremely numerous because this deity is in the Avalokitesvara court inside the womb mandala. And she gives tremendous blessing power. The merits of Mahapratisara Bodhisattva, the most important mantra, and there are many responses, very spiritual responses. If you hear Om Mahaparati Saru Soha and you chant and write and disseminate, then you will gain 3 great benefits. That even when you're caught in fire, the fire comes to you and it would retreat. It would retreat. This is important. No matter what, fire and water is relentless. So, but because you have the Mahapratisara Bodhisattva with you, even the fire comes near you, will not burn you, or the fire will not reach you. So this is very beneficial. The second thing is he would let us avoid calamities due to weapons and armories. When the bullets is shot at you, it would be diverted and will not hit you. A very strange thing. So knives cannot harm you either. So you can avoid the disasters due to weapons. And thirdly, that when people poison you, you can transform it into nothing. Therefore, today, from the time I got here until seated on the throne till now, all the way, Grandmaster has not been wearing any mask. Generally, Grandmaster wears a mask and I only take it off when I got on the Dharma throne. But today it's very different. Since I got on the car, get off the car, and other people reminded me, please wear your mask. And I said, I'm untouched by any poisons and toxins, including viruses. It's difficult for me to be infected or to be positive. If you don't believe it, ask Reverend Bien. She's my assistant in painting. She's watching me paint, helping me preparing some water and the colors and preparing the papers and handing me the brushes. So she's got infected and positive 3 times in Seattle. And she told me every day that there was a scratch itch in her throat and she had to cough. And then she said that she wanted to cough, so she went out and coughed. And there were only 2 of us in that little room, in that little painting room. And only when she coughed really hard that she asked for a break. And she took a break for a week. And then she came back. And then not long, she got infected again and was positive and started coughing and coughing and coughing in my painting room without mask. When she coughed, all the people in the correspondence center in the TPF office all ran down the stairs. There was only me around. And after she finished coughing, she came back. You know, I wanted to be infected because you know what? If I am positive, then I don't have to conduct any ceremonies. I can just stay at home and sleep. Doesn't matter whether people perform entreaty for Dharma transmission or not. Because if I'm positive, nobody dares to come here to attend the ceremonies. And then I also won't dare to attend to the ceremonies. I've been thinking of one thing. Why I was not positive in Seattle, and I've been back in Taiwan for this long and I'm still not positive. I am used to not wearing a mask, and there's only one reason. Because the quote-unquote toxins, poisons or virus on my body is even more virulent than those viruses. The Reverend Bien was positive 3 times, and she's my painting assistant. But not me. I have never been positive. Your mother good. How come I'm not positive? But I shouldn't be upset about it. I shouldn't be angry about it. The Grandmaster has said that I should not lose my temper because then I would burn away all my merits. Of course, I'm just kidding, okay? Just joking. So those who had been positive, if you're positive, come for consultation right away. I hope that you would infect me, then I would be positive. I would be very lucky. So since I got on the car and then got off the car and then all the way until here on the throne, I'm not wearing any mask, and I'm used to it, used to not wearing any mask now. In America, in that country, because it's a free country, they wouldn't care whether you wear masks or not. They will not control you. Is there a rule or requirement to wear masks in Taiwan? Yes. You have to wear masks indoors. Just to show that I'm wearing a mask, because there's a mask order. Therefore, that's the Om Maha Prati Salo Soha. Please don't mistake it when you chant. Don't chant Prada, because that's a brand name. But it is Prati Salo Soha. So Mahapratisara Bodhisattva is a Bodhisattva who fulfill wishes. If you pray to her, she would would fulfill your wishes. So this Bodhisattva is truly marvelous and supreme. And 3 benefits: the fire cannot burn you, the poisons will not hurt you, and you will not be injured or harmed by weapons and knives. That's most importantly. And you will not be poisoned. Now we do the question and answer. Asked by Lianhua Junyuan. Grandmaster, Buddha's peace with you. I always think of you. I have some questions. 1. I read the Sutra of the prophecy bestowed upon Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva. In the sutra, the Buddha stated that in the past, during the era of the golden light lion at play Tathagata, there was the king Veda, or the awesome virtue king. During his samadhi, on the king's left and right, 2 lotus blossoms appeared from the ground. The lotuses transformed into 2 lotus children. One is named Pao Yi, precious mind, and the other one is named Pao Sang, the supreme precious. They and the king exchanged verses in a dialogue about the empty nature. King Veda was reborn as the Buddha, and the two children were reborn as Avalokitesvara and Mahastamaprapta Bodhisattvas. When Amitabha Buddha entered Parinirvana, Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva also reached Samyak Sambodhi or right realization, named the Universal Light Merit Mountain King Buddha, and Mahastamaprapta Bodhisattva also had attainment and was named the Merit Retaining Jewel King Buddha. My question is, can we say that Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva and Mahastamaprapta Bodhisattva are the lineage founder of Mahamudra of Kagyupa, and that they are also Padmakumaras? Is that correct? That's the first question. That Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva and Mahastamaprapta Bodhisattva during the King Veda's era manifested from lotus blossoms and had the question and answer with King Veda, and King Veda was the Sakyamuni Buddha. And at that time, Avalokitesvara and Mahastamaprapta were Pao Yi youth and Pao Sang youth. Therefore, Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva and Mahastamaprapta Bodhisattva Padma Kumaras. Is that right? That's what he asked. Let me tell you all. I don't want to say it, but he said it. Actually, Pao Yi youth and Pao Sang youth are really Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva and Mahastamaprapta Bodhisattva, which are also Padma Kumaras, the lotus youth. So what you ask, since you ask, I answered, that's right. You've thought of it. I've said it many times. But you've thought of it, and now I officially answered, that's right. Guru Padmasambhava, Padma Kumara, Padmasambhava and Padma Kumara are both manifestations of Amitabha Buddha. Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva and Mahastamaprapta Bodhisattva are also lotus youths or Padma Kumaras. Second, I have heard that some monastics became ordained because they wanted to get away from the mundane life and practice quietly. Now they have lots of Dharma work at the temples, performing white rituals to pray for the deceased every day. They are so busy that they have no time to practice. So they need us to find a piece of land and build a place so that they can practice quietly. Is this the right mentality? I have read a lot about the biographies of lineage gurus, and many of them practice in the caves. So how should one reach the right balance between practicing amid the mundane world and practicing isolated from the mundane world? Should they practice and liberate themselves first before coming down from the mountain and liberate others in the world? This way, they won't be diverted or eaten up by sentient beings. He didn't ask the question, why? Yeah, he did ask that the Dharma task they're very busy with Dharma tasks, and they're also busy with spiritual cultivation. And because there are too many Dharma work or Dharma tasks, they have no time to practice. So he asks, what should they do? Let me tell you. In our Buddhist practice, first, you need to train in single-mindedness, in concentration. When you go deep into the mountain, you go deep into the forests or stay in caves, and because you don't see all the people, you can be more single-minded. That's why there's a statement. The Master Chen Jianming said that the yoga of concentration, to practice the yoga of concentration, you need to go up the mountain. Why? Because you don't see the people in the Saha world, so you don't talk nonsense, then you don't gossip, then your speech is pure. And when you don't see the dusty world, the myriad world, and hear the songs of the world, then your mind would be pure. And when you don't get in touch with any people, then your body is pure. Then that's the pure body, speech, and mind. If you don't speak, of course your speech is pure. When you don't see the myriad happening in the world, then your mind is pure. And when you don't have people next to you, no man, no woman, then your body is pure. That's why in the yoga of concentration, you need to enter the mountains. That's according to Master Chen Jianming. So let me tell you all, when you are doing your Dharma work, even when you are performing the white ritual, and you focus and concentrate on the sutras, and you chant when Grandmaster sings, I'm very focused. I concentrate my mind on chanting. Then you don't need to go up the mountain. That is the purity in speech. My mind is on Amitabha Buddha. And the sound that I make is the chanting of Amitabha Buddha's name. When I chant the deliverance mantra, when I chant mantras, my mind and speech are one. I have no other thoughts. I'm single-minded. So in chanting the sutras too, you can be single-minded. You can also be single-minded in chanting the sutras. When I chant Manjusri deliverance mantra, I'm always single-minded in my chanting. In the beautiful ocean, there are 7 lotus blossoming. The Guru Rinpoche told me, and he asked me if there are love. And I replied, there's love and the 7 lotus blossoming. When I chant, I am always single-minded. I have no other thoughts. So when you do Dharma work and you can be single-minded and concentrate, then you would have pure body, speech, and mind. That's why, although the person is in samsara, the mind is in the Buddha verses. All the same, you can cultivate yourself and deliver sentient beings. And you can do both simultaneously. The former one is called the development stages, and the latter one is called the perfection stage. So the worldly ones are called development stages, and the beyond worldly one is called the perfection stage. So you can perform both. If you want to become a yogi or yogini, of course I will not go against you. But once you're ordained and you're performing Dharma work, you need to concentrate, just like Grandmaster, in chanting the sutras and mantras and the Buddha's names, that you can be in full concentration. Then you will have attainment. That's my answer to your second question. Third question, he asked, I have encountered some charitable organization where the volunteers have differing views on how to distribute funds. Some said that distributing funds equally to everyone, including those who are not in need, is executing equality in giving. Yet, the opposition protested that the funds should be prioritized for those who are starving and in great needs. After all, the public agency was very rich. According to Grandmaster's teaching during the Vajra Sutra exposition, in formless giving, we should have the mind of equality and treat everyone equally. But if someone especially intends to give to the rich just to show that they're performing formless giving, wouldn't this be considered with form or with condition? If this had happened in our school, giving to those with name and status can be beneficial to the school's development. By doing so and publishing it on the internet, it is also a kind of promotion which the charitable society uses to promote our schools so that we can deliver more sentient beings to take refuge. So is this considered giving with conditions? Thank you for your answers, and I wish you health and longevity and self-mastery. You need to give equally. Give equally. You need to perform charity with no conditions. But if you do it with intent, then that's not giving equally. Giving equally is without any intent or motives, just based on your own mind or heart. It depends on the organization. So he's encountered some charitable organization, different views. Some give to those who are not in needs and say that it is equality in giving, and some felt that they should give to those who are in great needs. If you do it with intent, then that will not be called formless giving. But if you don't do it with intent, if you do it unintentionally, then there would be equality in giving. What is without condition is that you don't let the left hand know what the right hand, what good deeds the right hand does. So once you perform good deeds, you don't place it on your mind that you have done something good, then there would be merit. But if you always think about merits, then there's no merit. But if you perform merits but you don't think about the merits, then there would be merits. There will be merits. The Vajra Sutra often speaks this way. So there's no need to ask me, you ask Sakyamuni Buddha. So when he spoke on the Vajra Sutra, he spoke about this giving without condition or without form. So without condition is that you don't think about the result. Oh, there's still many VIPs that we missed. The Nantou County Council, Mr. Jian, and the former member of the Nantou County Council, Mr. Jian Peilin, former mayor of Changhua City, Mr. Chiu, the wife of former ambassador to Sweden and Norway, my sister Judy, the former chief secretary of Taiwan, Mr. Zheng, and Tributa School Scholars Group and medical groups, and law advisors to Tributa Foundation, Dharma brother Lu Wenxiang and Dharma sister Huang Yueqin, and the former director of the plastic surgery department of the Zhongshan Medical University, Professor Zheng, wood sculptor Dharma brother Chen from Indonesia, the leader of the Eton Dharma brother Arjun Zheng, and Malaysian Datuk Mr. Lei, and the Datuk and Miss Li Qian. It's also very beautiful. Please take off your mask so that everybody can see you. Would you like to come up here? One of the three young ladies. Miss Li Qian. Thank you. This has become very beautiful. Eating has also become very beautiful. Eating and Li Qi, Kelly has become very beautiful, very beautiful. And thank you for those donating for meals. Dharma brother Xiao Zijie, 150,000 NT dollars. Dharma sister Ge Miying, 150,000 NT dollars. From Malaysia, Dharma brother Lin Qiantong, Jingtong, 200,000 NT dollars. From Malaysia, Dharma sister Gu Yilan, 100,000 NT dollars. From Singapore, Dharma sister Lin Zhen for 220,000 NT dollars. Then we have food to eat. Time is tight today. So I will talk about the Vimalakirti Sutra. At that time in Vaisali city, there was an elder named Treasure Accumulation, which was the Treasure Accumulation Bodhisattva, together with 500 or many other elders. They came along with parasols. So every one of them was holding a parasol to come to the front of Sakyamuni Buddha. And the parasols were embellished with the 7 precious jewels. I would like to explain these parasols. In India, ancient India, the great Dharma master or Mahasiddha would always have parasol above him. And parasols are also above many of the bodhisattvas. They all have parasols above them. In ancient India, this symbolizes their attainments or accomplishment. Those with many parasols was like Atisha, the Venerable Atisha of the latter propagation of Tibetan Buddhism. How come he had so many parasols? Because when he won a debate, the loser would give him a parasol and also his temple, and had to take refuge in the winner. In ancient India, they had the tradition that they love to debate. And then it spread to Tibet, and it became a sutra debates. And it's not so popular here in the central plains, but in Tibet, they have this tradition. It came from ancient India. And the Tibetan scripts or language came from Sanskrit. So Tibetan lamas also adopt the tradition of debates. So in India, during debates, the winner will win the parasol, the temple, and the loser should take refuge in the winner. That's how debates were in ancient India. So the Venerable Atisha had many parasols and he had many keys hanging on his chest. Why? Nowadays, people don't have many keys hanging on them. So those were the keys to the temples. And Venerable Atisha had many keys hanging on him. And when he walked, there was the clinging sound. And when people heard that, they knew that Atisha was a Mahasiddha, a great adept, a great one with attainment. And he won many parasols, many temples, many people taking refuge in him. That's why in ancient India he was a Mahasiddha, a great adept. So the Tibetan in the Prajna Prabha and Bodhi Prabha especially went to India to invite Atisha to go to Tibet to disseminate the Buddha Dharma there. And that became the latter propagation of Buddhism into Tibet. So the 500 elders came bearing the parasols embellished with the 7 precious jewels, paid homage to the Buddha, because the Sakyamuni Buddha was a Mahasiddha. And they paid homage by touching the Buddha's feet with their heads. And what is that? In ancient India, they pay homage by touching the feet of the Mahasiddha with their heads. So there are 5 points on the ground. They need to kneel, so their knees are on the ground, their hands are on the ground, and then the head touch the feet of Sakyamuni Buddha. That's called homage by touching the Buddha's feet with their heads. And in Chinese, it's called the homage with 5 points on the ground. That's a tradition in ancient India. So when a person pays reverence or pay homage to a Mahasiddha, they place their heads to touch the feet of the Mahasiddha to show that they lower themselves. Oh. As for myself, in Seattle, as you all know, Microsoft, Microsoft and Bill Gates knew that Asian people are more hardworking. So they hired many Indians, high-tech researchers or high-tech talents to come to Microsoft. And Seattle has almost become an Indian city, that all our neighbors are Indians. Really, you come to Seattle and they're all Indians around. Really. And they're dark, and you think that they're the African Americans, but no, they're Indians, Asian Indians. And they have large eyes, and the ladies are always very voluptuous. Because it's interesting, in India, the slim women are not beautiful. Voluptuous women are beautiful. So on the streets, we see many large women. So if Hui Jun goes there, then you're the little one, and they're the big ones. Right. Their behinds are much bigger than yours. So it's very appropriate for you to go to Seattle. Really, it's become like an Indian town. You know, the Seattle Lechang Temple has been visited by many Indians. And over there we have Brahma, Shiva, Vishnu, and Mahasri, and Saraswati, Ganapati, Ganesh, Durga, Kali. So at the Seattle Lechang Temple, we have the Hindu Trinity and Saraswati, Mahasri, Durga, Kali, who are all goddesses, and we also have Ganesh and Hanuman, and they all come and pay a visit. They felt there was a Hindu temple, and every time then when they see me, they pay homage by touching Grandmaster's feet with their heads. Men and women, our neighbors. Many people came to the temple, and when they saw me, they pay homage by placing their head to my feet. So that's this homage. They then made offering of those parasols to the Buddha. So treasure accumulation Bodhisattva brought all the many elders carrying parasols embellished with the 7 precious jewels to pay homage to the Buddha. Then Sakyamuni Buddha showed his divine mighty power and combined all the parasols into one parasol. So 500 parasols lined up for a very long line, And the Buddha showed the transcendent power and combined all the parasols into one parasol. And this parasol contained the whole 3,000 great thousand worlds. And the vast and lasting one, which is the Buddha, appearing at the center. In this 3,000 great thousand worlds, so this is talking about Sakyamuni Buddha expressing or demonstrating the transcendent power, the divine might, to combine all the parasols into one huge parasol that contained the whole 3,000 great thousand worlds, that covered the whole 3,000 great thousand worlds. So the Buddha's transcendent power is truly tremendous. But we don't have any parasols here, not even one. Yeah. Are there parasols? We don't. Because this is not India. It's not the ancient India. We are the central plains. We are the Han descent, so we have no need for parasols. Or we have a parasol on the sixth ground. Anyone with transcendent power that can move the parasol from the sixth floor to here? Anyone? It doesn't matter. Let me manifest the formless one, the intangible parasol. So the parasol's here. If you want to take photo, let's see if there's a parasol above. I haven't shared any jokes. Let me share a joke. The Kaohsiung City Mayor and the council, Chen Qimai and Chu Ying, fell to the water, and the reporters asked Han Kuo-yi, which one would you save first? Han Kuo-yi replied, I will run away. And the reporters asked, why? And Han Kuo-yi replied, because they would blame me, they would accuse me that I was the one who pushed them down, pushed them into the river. That's a joke. When a human is born, they have banquets. At 1 month old, there would be a banquet in our celebration. And because you're a baby, of course you don't eat. You cannot eat. But for your wedding, there's also a banquet. And because you're so busy, you don't eat either. Because it looks bad if a bride is eating during her own banquet because they're so busy. And when you die, there's also a banquet for you. And you only watch other people eat. So that's why human lives are very short. So be nice to yourself. When I was young, because I was a boy, I loved to go to the zoo and watch a tiger. And I swore that when I grew up, I wanted to have a tiger pet. And 20 years later, my wish came through. There's nothing more to say. Now I have to cook and do the laundry. A tigress. There's a bell in the temple, and the old monk told people that you can only ring it 3 times. The first one is blessings, and second is wealth coming in, and the this is all idioms, like the first ring of something good, and second one something good, the third one's also good, but you're greedy and you want to ring the fourth one, and the fourth one is like all is empty. So that's why don't be greedy. You can only hit the bell 3 times. It's 3 times. You don't do it more. Om Mani Padme Hum.